Well, TCU is a team that's they've got all the pieces to for a great team. They've the only reason they struggle as of late was their best players. Miles has been hurt. Now that he's back, they're a team that could make a long run into the NCAA tournament. They've got 9 players back. They've got 5 starters, a lot of experience. They've got a very good coach, and I think they do everything well. Especially, they push the ball extremely well. They're a team that's at the top of the Big 12 as far as just attacking the basket, finishing. And so they hurt us a lot last time we played, just in their fast break and how they can get from one end of the floor to the other. So, they got size, athleticism, they block shots, very good defensive team. We'll have to play one of our very best games in order to compete with this team.
Coach, you try not to think about it, but it's hard not to. How much of a big win would this be for your guys' future going into March?
Well, they're always big in February, and no matter what place you're in, and this will be a huge game. And they get bigger when the closer you get to March, and we kind of set the table with these 4 wins in a row, and at least kind of put us back in position that we've got a chance maybe get to the NCAA tournament. We've got to keep winning.
What do you think during this stretch has been the secret sauce? Is that simple as just you guys getting healthy, or is there something else to it?
Well, I think even back in late November, we talked a lot about even going in December, getting this team older. We've got so many young guys, just the maturity, and they're starting to do that. They're growing up, and they stay connected. This team gets along extremely well, and they're coachable, and they've got the right attitude. And like I said all along, we just wanted this team to get that experience, and now they've got some confidence to go with it.
TCU was your Big 12 opener. It seems night and day the basketball you guys are playing between now and then. What do you think has been the biggest leap for you guys?
Well, I think getting everybody healthy has been it's been the thing that's helped us the most. Is we've got everybody back right now except Daniel, and he's a possibility for this game on Saturday. But and then you've got Fardos is in the lineup, and he gives us so much experience and maturity, along with being able to rebound the ball, which has been one of our weaknesses. So he helps us in a lot of ways. And then we got Pop that's back, and having those 2 back in the lineup makes us stronger on both ends of the floor.
You touched upon it earlier, too. Can you quantify just how dangerous of a scorer Mike Miles can be?
Yeah, Mike Miles, preseason, I think, MVP of the league, and just a tremendous player, scoring all 3 levels. Maybe the fastest guy in the conference is from 94 feet. When he gets the ball, he's very dangerous in the half court, but especially when he's going full speed down the floor.
Coach, you just mentioned there a lot of players growing up. One player specific has been JT. I mean, he's been spot on for you guys. I guess for you, watching him on the court, what has been, his bread and butter? What's his secret sauce over the past couple of weeks?
Yeah, Jalen's always had great potential, and we're just seeing him grow up as a player this year. He got very little playing time last year. So in some ways he's a freshman, but not playing like it as of late, and can score on all 3 levels. Overall, maybe our best athlete. And when you look at his size and strength at 6'6", and when he's scoring the ball, we're tough to stop. And he's been shooting it well, playing with a lot of confidence.
And you mentioned a couple of the older guys too. I guess in those huddles, especially with the past couple of games when things are coming down to the stretch, who's been that guy in the huddles? Who's been that leader for you guys to really keep the guys focused to get those wins?
I think a lot of that goes back to our older guys that show the leadership, and Davion Harmon and Kevin O'Banner and then Fardos, and those 3 have been just great, as far as in that last 4 minutes. But again, you have to go back and just point out how great Kevin O'Banner's been in that leadership role, and being a senior year, he's got a lot of heart, and he's been able to keep the guys focused and encourage these guys even when we were down, and he's done that in the huddles late games as well.
Coach, can you talk about your biggest concerns with TCU?
Guys, Pete, we've got so many concerns, with their, they've got number 10 Ball and Miles that are just tremendous guards and very athletic and big and can pass, shoot, and dribble as well as anybody in the league. So it starts there. Lampkins, they've got a big post player that does his job well, protects the rim, rebounds. Then they've got some other guys, along with them that are they're playing well, and they're a team that's very aggressive on both ends of the floor. They're a mature team and very, very physical. So all those things bother us. I think the biggest challenge for us more than anything, Pete, is just the transition part. We haven't been very good at that as of late, and this is what they do well. So we've got to make sure we emphasize to our players the importance of miss or made shots to get back on defense.
Well, you want to play your best basketball as you get later in the season, but after that 0-8 start in the Big 12, are you even surprised how good the guys are playing right now?
Yeah, a little surprised, but again, so appreciative of our players that there's so many teams that when you start off 0-8 that you just throw in the towel, and this team hasn't done that, and we've seen improvement even through when we were 0-8. Our guys are getting better. Wasn't showing up in the win-loss column, and now it is, and our challenge is to keep growing and keep working on not turning the ball over. That's been an emphasis of late and something we didn't do well the last game. So take care of the ball, take good shots, and then really play hard. And I think the one thing we're doing much better, too, is rebounding.
And then just an 11 a.m. game, what's the message to the fans to be loud and proud Saturday?
Yes, our fans have been such a big part of the success that we've had, and over the years, the reputation that our students have of coming out and supporting us and being loud and rowdy is just a big part of our home court advantage, and it's a big part of Red Raider basketball. So we hopefully will get a big crowd for that early morning game.
Coach, what have you seen in the evolution of this team from the beginning with the expectations in the season to now? Are they at where you want them to be, clicking where they need to be for March?
Well, we're always shooting for perfection. We're always trying to get them to play their very best. And so, we still got a lot of improving to go. But, the exciting thing, I think we had, when you start looking at the start of the conference, we had to improve more than most teams. And with this young team, and we've done that. And I think we're getting to a place now that we're having some consistency, what we've been striving for, and to get these guys to do what they do the best they can. And so guys understanding their roles a little bit better. And we're getting great performance out of not just our starters, but our bench are coming in and adding a lot to it. So it's been I think it's been kind of a success by committee. I don't think we have necessarily a go-to guy, one standout, but different guys are showing up. And then we have a lot of these young guys that are playing well. So the credit goes to the whole team and their attitude, and they're very coachable. And, hey, I really do feel very blessed to have the opportunity to be their head coach.
And talk about the young players like Lamar and such that have made such an impact. Even when they come in, they make a play, they make an impact immediately.
Sure. I mean, yeah, Lamar's giving us a lift in many games. So is Elijah's done great. Robert Jennings is showing a lot of improvement. And so, yeah, we're proud of all of our young guys. DeMar's gotten in and helped us. So, I can't say enough about all these guys because they all know they're important and they're all going to play. We played every player last year. When we played TCU the first game, KJ Allen played really well. So I don't know who that guy's going to be, but it's important that we have somebody on the bench that steps up and gives us the enthusiasm and sparks us when we need it and keeps us going.
Coach, you touched on Jalen's improvement throughout the season, but just how important is that to what you guys are trying to do and your success lately?
Well, I mean, again, when you have a scorer like Jalen, and he can score on all three levels, and then he's rebounding the ball. He's one of our best rebounders, and defending too when he wants to. So I think that with our team right now, we're really more pleased on the offensive end. I think our guys are moving the ball, our spacing's much better, and they're getting comfortable with each other. On the defensive side, I don't know if we've got a defensive star or anybody that just really loves defense yet. So that seems to be the biggest emphasis and what we need to improve on the most.
Coach, 23 turnovers the last time against TCU in December. I guess what have you seen maybe on film that you'll be able to fix this next time around?
Well, I mean, our Achilles heel all year long's been turnovers, and just taking care of the ball. And a lot of that with guys either not being patient or maybe trying to look too hard, and so we need to keep their concentration and make the easy passes. But when we take care of the ball, obviously we play better, and TCU's a team that they put a lot of pressure on you, and they're going to try to turn you over. The thing about those live turnovers that when you turn it over against TCU, it's usually a basket on the other end. So it's something that we've got to get better at, and certainly didn't do well against Oklahoma, at least the first half. I was proud of the way we came back the second half and only had 2 or 3 turnovers. But we'll try to, again, talk about that in the next few days and taking care of the ball, rebounding. And then I think our defense it has to be really, really good to be able to stop their guards and even like Michael Peavy that was here can really drive the ball, and they've got some good 3-point shooters to go along with that. So we've got to be top of our game on defense.
And I asked you a few games ago, I guess, about the state of the starting lineup, and you said you kind of wanted to find something that was more consistent. Do you feel like you found that with this starting lineup that you rolled out the other night?
Well, I mean, you remember that the last game we started our 5 we normally do, but then with Pop back in the lineup, but then we subbed in quickly because we weren't moving the ball well. So it's just game by game, and we have enough confidence in our younger guys and our bench to play the guys that are playing the best. So we love our starting 5, but we also have a lot of confidence in the guys coming off the bench.
Mark, this is kind of an intriguing matchup where, like you said, they're getting Miles back. They're kind of getting back on the track for an NCAA tournament run where you all are as well. I guess from your perspective, what can you kind of take away from a game like this to where you're building towards, a goal and you're kind of playing against a team that is also trying to do that same deal where they're, getting back injuries?
Well, when you put Miles back in their starting lineup, they're just a completely different team, and they are a championship type team with him playing because he can do so many things. He just makes his not only shoot the ball well and scores, but he gets everybody better around him. That's what great players do. But this time of year, everybody's trying to get that next win, and they're fighting for right now just better seeding in the NCAA tournament and they're coming off a loss against Kansas where they played very well, but the game before that with Miles, they beat Oklahoma State handedly, which is a good team. So we expect them to come in hungry and aggressive and probably angry because of that last loss. So we think we'll get their best shot.
You mentioned it before, but is TCU a really good example of a team where you do get that one injury and it just goes to show how difficult this conference is?
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, injuries plagued all of us, and especially I don't know if anybody's been hurt more than Texas Tech with all the injuries that we've had all year. But yeah, it's that's a part about this game that's so tough. Not only are you just coaching 18, 19-year-old young men, but also there's that injury side of it that you have no control over, and you just have to adjust and go on. And I think we've done that well. We didn't win early in the year, but now they're getting everybody back. It just shows you the difference it makes when you have healthy players. So, we're excited about this game against TCU and looking forward to a great crowd, and we know we've got to play our very best, but it's a great opportunity for us.
Last one for me. In terms of the offense, I know everyone talks about the turnovers, but you guys shot over 60% the last game. Do you kind of feel like you had mentioned, guys kind of figuring out roles or kind of where to be now that they're kind of starting to play together? Because I know that was one thing you had mentioned is with all these injuries, you haven't really had guys that play together and kind of, understand, rhythm or anything. Do you kind of feel like that's allowed that to kind of?
I think so. You just look at, I think we're growing up as a team offensively, and I think, again, Fardaws gives us so much more on the offensive end because he passes the ball well, gets those offensive rebounds, and is a threat inside. And so I'll give him a lot of credit. And then having pop backs and obviously a outside threat. So a little more difficult for teams to sag in on us and all with him. And then JT's playing well. So, I think we're getting the pieces together on the offensive end. And, as a coach, my biggest concern is just getting those guys to buy in and love defense the way they do offense.